Alright, it's day 16, 59 degrees outside. I think it's December 12th. I could be wrong about that though. But we just kind of worked on plans today. So we busted out the site plans and we really tried to just jam it in and see exactly what we could find out. We did a lot of prefab work today. Well, I did a lot of prefab work today. We already had these made up boxes, which was a 4-square box, a 2-inch raised single device mud ring, and a 30-inch piece of conduit with a male connector and a coupling on the end. Well, there wasn't a coupling on the end. That was part of my job. So what we had to do was we had to tape up every hole on that box and that mud ring, so that way when they poured, because those are going to go into brick, whenever they pour the mud down into the bricks, it won't get into the box. So we taped all those up, taped the connector, taped the coupling, taped above the coupling so stuff doesn't get directly down into the hole. We used I swear we used a half mile of tape today. I did that for a long time, but they were already made up. All we had to do was tape. So there was another crew who did the actual prefab. I think there was 25 of them, and that took me an hour or two. I was working pretty well solo. The guy I worked with, Jose, was working with me for a little while, but he got called off to do something else. After that, I had to break out my boss's bandsaw, his electric bandsaw, and electric mobile bandsaw. I'm not really sure what the difference is, because the bandsaw is inherently electric. But so I worked with the bandsaw, and he had 10 pieces of 1/2-inch conduit. I had to cut into 4 sections, so every 30 inches I had to make a cut. So I had 40 pieces of 30-inch conduit. I took that and I reamed it. I took that and I reamed it, and that was a job, let me tell you. I spent a long time doing that, and my arms are sore and stiff. It really was quite an ordeal. Excuse me. But really, that was the majority of my day. A couple cool things happened today. So my pouch came in handy because we went and viewed one site, which we have 4 sites, and we actually went and saw all of them just to kind of check up on their progress. And one of our trees, which is just a temporary power station, where it's a frame made out of 2x4s with a piece of plywood on it. On top of the plywood is a surface mount box, and beneath that are some weatherproof boxes. And that's for people on site to charge their drills, use power, stuff like that. So, but anyways, that had broken, and so we were out in basically the middle of nowhere. We didn't have any tools, and he said, "Hey, can I use your screwdriver?" Jose did, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I've got a screwdriver on my belt, just like I planned for." He was able to fix it, resolve any issues. Awesome. Then after that, another thing happened where my boss was like, "Oh, I gotta go to the truck and get a pencil," and I was like, "Oh no, I've got a pencil. I definitely have one on me at all times," which was really cool. Pencil, which Jose sharpened for me, which was nice. I don't know if my boss asked him to sharpen it or not, but I've always got pencil, pen, Sharpie, knife,
couch. That way I'll always have a light on me.
Other new tools, I got several new tools. So one thing I got is this DeWalt nut driver. Picked this up with those Ace Rewards dollars that my mother-in-law gave me, which was really cool of her. I have quarter inch, 5/16, 3/8, 7/16, half inch. I would have liked a 7/16 one because on a lot of, like if you're using 3/8, if you're doing an industrial work, you're doing everything with 3/8 sockets, and 3/8 sockets have a 9/16 head. But it's cool enough, you know, it's half inch. I'll have to go out and individually buy a 9/16, but this was a pretty good deal. I think I paid $14 or $13 for it. Another thing I bought myself was this right here. It's a Milwaukee quarter inch to socket adapter. So I have a DeWalt electric screwdriver, which is quarter inch, and I would like to be able to put sockets on there, because I have, for a couple reasons. A, just for a socket. Now it doesn't have a whole lot of torque, but on a day where you're really just going to be doing a lot of sockets, which used to happen when we worked on generators, there were just a ton of sockets in there. So I would put one of these on my, I'll stop holding it now, put one of these on my electric screwdriver, put a 10mm socket on it, and just go to town. It saves me a lot of ratchet time, stuff like that. I can also put those in just a screwdriver and turn it into a nut driver. I do plan on getting a set of nut drivers a couple paychecks down the road. It's going to cost me probably $50 to $75 for a set of nut drivers. Although I want the big ones that Klein makes that have holes in the end, so you can put them all the way through all thread. You can't just do, like, you can't do it like a socket. You can push something all the way through it. Tool of the day today is a reamer. Klein Tools reamer. Not mine. My boss has. It's actually my boss's, but he's told me to go ahead and use it, and then if he needs it, he'll just take it back from me. I do need to get my own. It's on my list of things to buy. Oh man, I'm yawning a lot today. I guess it's because I haven't talked very much today. I bet you my mind is just tired, because I've just been prefabbing all day. Posted a lot of pictures on Instagram to what I was doing today. Tomorrow we're probably doing the same thing, more prefab work. I'm going to show up ready to go. More prefab work tomorrow, followed by watching the guys lay block. Alright, well, I'm clearly too tired to make this video, so I think I'm going to call it a day. I think that's it. I got a new headlamp, but I can't show it off because it's in the trunk. I forgot to grab it. I actually got to open all of my Christmas presents early because they were all tools, which I was grateful for, and my wife and her kids wanted me to have presents, me to have the tools if I needed them. So I got like a set of vice grips and a set of, I got a set of vice grips. Oh, and I got a headlamp, which is it's a really nice one. And I got this Stanley crescent wrench, which it has the caliper numbers on it, so I can tell how big something is. But I already actually own that exact same one, so I'm gonna go exchange that for, I think, a smaller one that's gonna take up less space. Because I do have a little baby crescent wrench. Oh my gosh. I do have a baby crescent wrench in my tool bag, but I could replace it with that Stanley one.